Today we're cooking Mirka fish, which is Bangladeshi fish from Bangladesh. We call it big fish, and we're going to cook it Bangladeshi style, really saucy, with potatoes. And you can see and watch how it comes along.
আজকে আমি বানাইলাম বাংলাদেশি ফিশ মিরকা ফিশ বানাইলাম আলু দিয়া আর জুল থাকবো হান্ডি পানি শুকাই গেলে দিব
Okay, so make sure your pan is nice and hot and dry. So I would always recommend, and I would say, use sunflower oil, because then it doesn't change the taste. A lot of people use vegetable oil or olive oil and the taste is not the same. Sunflower oil gives you the most neutral flavor and taste, doesn't change anything.
like a 6 চামচ
So about 4
tablespoon কি 6টা চামচ
Yep, so about 4 tablespoons of sunflower oil.
আর একটু গরম হয়ে গেলে তেল সবগুলো পেঁয়াজ দিলাম
So when the oil is nicely heated up, we are going to go in with the onions. There's approximately 2.5 medium-sized onions there.
পেঁয়াজ গরম হয়ে গেছে আর পেঁয়াজ বেশি দিতে পারবা কম দিতে পারবা
So you can have more onions than that, or you can have a little bit less. The more onions you give, the more saucy and tasty it's going to be.
আর রসুন দিলাম আমি আইসের একটা খাই
So that's approximately 2 tablespoons of garlic.
একটা চিজ দিলাম
So if you don't use the frozen paste like this, maybe 1 whole garlic. Now guys, you won't find dishes like this in restaurants, and as I do more cooking videos, I'll tell you. In the 70s and 80s and the 90s, more than 95% of Indian restaurants was owned by Bangladeshi people, run by Bangladeshi people, and everyone calls them Indian restaurants, but they were actually Bengali people behind. And these recipes you won't find in Indian restaurants. These are traditional Bengali dishes.
এখন তৈলাম স্লো গ্যাসে অফটা দিয়া আর থাকবো 10 মিনিট
So we're going to cook this on low heat for about 10 minutes to soften and melt the onions, so the onions and the garlic makes the sauce.
আর কোনো পানি দিছি না ও তেলে আর পেঁয়াজের পানি ওইয়া কি পেঁয়াজ হয়ে যাব সফট হয়ে যাব
The natural water from the onion comes and the steam, and that will cook, no extra water needed. But if you see it sticking, then maybe the heat is too high and you can add a little water. For about 1/2 kilo of fish, we are going to go with 6 medium potatoes. You can have a bit more, you can have a little bit less. We're going to peel these and get them ready.
এইটা না কি পিল করতা না তে
Oh yes, you're right, Bubu, yes. Well, in English, my sister was saying is, you don't have to peel it, you can leave the skin on, but just make sure you give it a good scrub. But for this dish today, we're gonna peel our potatoes, okay? It tastes, I personally feel it tastes nicer with the skin on, but my niece is a bit fussy, so we're gonna go with peeled. There you go guys, the onions is coming along nicely, cooking away, and my sister's gonna show and just check like this and give it a little mix. There you see, it's gonna be so tasty and so good. So on another video guys, please make sure to subscribe and like so you can see. Another time we'll show you with those potato peels how you can make them into potato peel fritters. Very tasty and healthy, and then you don't throw away anything. So we're gonna cut each medium potatoes into quarters, quite large and chunky. You can go for smaller, but obviously it's gonna cook quicker, but I wouldn't recommend do halves because that'll be a bit too big.
সাইড পিস করলাম একটা আলুরে কারণ এটা ফিশ না নি মাংস হইলে বড় থাকলো না আর আমি বালা খাই ছোটো আলু মাছের মাঝে
আর বেশি ছোট হলে যাব
গলিয়া যাইব
oh
গিয়া
yeah so golia means melt and it'll go too soft and broken. My sister said this is approximately 3 big chunks that you get on the frozen side. It's approximately 3/4 of a kilo fish. Now, to take the smell away and make the fish ready, we're gonna wash it with salt.
ইনা 3 পিস আছে মাছ স্লাইড করিয়া দেখাটিয়া 3 পিস আর মাছের কোনো গন্ধ থাকতো না হরি আমি যে কিটা সাদা লবণ যেটা ওটা দিয়ে আমি বালাটিকে দই ওয়াশ করে লইব ওটা দিই আর সাইডে কেউ যদি শান্তি ভিজিয়ে রাখতে পারবে যে আমি ভিজিয়ে রাখলাম না.
Last few ingredients, we've got 2 to 3 tablespoons of coriander, which we're going to finely chop, and some green chili. So if you like it mild, remember to take the seeds out and so on. The basics of cooking. All right, let's cook. 20 minutes altogether since we started cooking, and we are ready to go in with the spices to make the sauce. So that's how the onions are looking, nice and soft and melted. So we're going to put in the turmeric, chili powder and the curry powder.
ওই দেখো কা একবারে সফট হয়ে গেছে কোনো পানি দিছি না স্লোগে শত হয় আর এখন আমি জিও দিলাম মশলা 3টা মশলা মাছ আমি একই খাই অনেকে অন্য লাখানো খাই.
So for traditional Bengali fish dishes, you don't need a lot of spices or variety. These are the 3 main ones: turmeric, curry powder and chili.
মরিচ 2 চামচ দিম বড়িয়া ও চামচে আর এটা হলো কারি পাউডার এটাও দিম বড়িয়া 2 চামচ কারণ আমি পাতলা মশলা খাই আর 1 চামচ তনে তুরা কম লই কালার কম হইলে একটু বলাই যাইতে পারবা আর মশলা অনেকে আরো খাইন ধনিয়া খাইন এরপরে জিরা খাইন আমি বাংলাদেশে লাখানো কি পাতলা যেটা বাংলাদেশে খাইতাম আমরা ওলা খাই.
So 2 heaped teaspoons of chili powder went in, 2 heaped spoon of curry powder went in. You can add other stuff like dhania and stuff, and 1 to 3/4 of turmeric. And if you want more yellow, more color, then have more turmeric. People prefer to have more saucy, then they can go in with more spices. But we are going for the traditional Bengali saucy light flavor.
এখন ফুল গ্যাস দিয়া আমি মশলারে কি বিরান হরি লইব বাজি লইব তো তেল দেখবা একবারে উপরে উঠিয়ে আইছে.
So we've turned up the heat. Before it was on low heat to soften the onions. Now we want to cook the spices, and the heat has been turned up to max. And when the oil starts to rise, we're going to go in with the fish and the potatoes, and then slowly simmer and cook. And the potatoes at this size and the fish will both cook at the same speed. And finally we will garnish with the chili and the coriander.
এই কত সময় এখন 2 মিনিট জ্বলতো না.
So my sister is using a non-stick special saucepan. Even if she leaves it unattended for a little while, it won't stick. If you find your saucepan is sticking, then do keep an eye on it, okay guys? After another 5 minutes guys, the onion and the sauce is ready and it looks like this, and it smells divine, so delicious. But it's concentrated, so be careful.
ওই দেখো কা একবারে আলাদা হয়ে গেছে সুন্নি মশলা এখানো আর যে পিঠা গেছে কি তেল আলাদা হয়ে যার গিয়া ওলা হয়ে গেলে বুঝাবাজ হয়ে গেছে ওটা হইলো আসল টেস্ট হইলো অন্য মশলা যদি যত বাজবা সুন্দর করিয়া অত আপনার যে সালাহান রানলে আপনার মজরিব তরকারি এখন মাছ দিলেইমু আর আমার একটা খেয়াল ঠিক না আগে এটা সাদা আলু এর জন্য আমি মাছের একটু পানি বাড়াইলে আলু দিব কারণ এই আলু গলি যায় আর লাল আলু দিয়ে যদি রান্ধই না আপনারা সে মাছ আর আলু একলগে চারবা আর বাংলাদেশি আলু দিয়ে রানলে আপনি আরো আগে দিতেইবা আলুরে তো বাজে করে মাছ আর বাংলাদেশি আলু হিজে না সিনজাতর আলুর কথা কইলাম আপনারা চিন্তারে ওলা খেয়াল হয়ে রান্ধেন যাবে
These are white potatoes. They will go in a few minutes after the fish. 3 minutes. And if you use red potatoes, you can put it the fish and the potato in at the same time. And Bangladeshi potatoes, which takes even longer to cook, you will have to put in at least 5 minutes before the fish. Alright. This sauce is what makes the curry Bangladeshi. We call it masur salam, which means traditional Bengali fish. So the fish by this time will be about, I would say, 20 to 40% cooked. And just bear in mind guys, curries always taste better on the second day and the third day. We're going to have this later on, so we'll have a really good chance to really absorb and everything to be really nice and tasty. So we're back down to low heat so things don't burn. So we might call this in English traditional Bengali curry, but in Bangladesh we call it masur tarhari. My sister's chopping the onions. You can chop them finely, you can take the seed out, whatever you prefer. However you prefer. Remember, the more chili you have, the hotter your curry is going to be. That noise you can hear guys is the water boiling. You will need for this saucy curry boiling water, so the water is becoming ready.
Moris, আমি হাফ করিয়া লাম্প হইলে কি যে হইলে মানে দিয়ে কাটা দিলাইছি দিয়া ও আলুর লগে দিলাইমু মরিস.
So the chili will be added with the potatoes so they have a chance to cook and the flavor to come out. And finally the coriander will be added for garnish. Here we go.
Tincha masala han water dilam pani.
So I reckon to me after it's about half a mug. Nani? So about half a mug of hot water for now to look like this. And you can add more water, you can add less water, and so on. Finally chop your coriander.
Doni hata khati laisi. Kizieze la sain suto korta ola khatia rakhi disi. Otsani uti gele alu dilei.
So guys, this video will be available in a short version for people who are in a rush, but also as a follow along, which will be a lengthy one so you can't really go wrong and you'll be able to pause and so on and actually cook along. Really helpful. So we're covering and trying to cover everything for all ability. Alright, we're ready to go in for the potatoes. Another 5 minutes has passed by.
আর ওই তো হুকা কিলো হইছে মাছ হাফ বয়ে লই গেছে আর আলহামদুলিল্লাহ খুব সুন্দর হইছে কালার.
So it's a beautiful color and the fish is now approximately 50% cooked. Add another half a mug of water. Make sure everything has a chance to soak and cook. There we go, gentle. Now from here onwards, don't be too hasty with the spoon. You don't need to because it's got so much sauce and you don't want to break your fish up.
আলু দিলাইছি আর আলুর লগে কাঁচা মরিচ দিলাইছি দিয়া আলু দেখা যার ওলা পানি দিয়া রাখছি ওনে আলু বয়ে লই যাব এখন 2 মিনিট লাগবো.
So everything is hot in 2 minutes to 4 minutes I reckon the potatoes will be done. And when the potatoes are done, by that time definitely the fish will be done. And in the last minute or so, we'll add the coriander to garnish and for the flavors of the coriander to mix and fuse with the rest of the dish. Now, this dish is enjoyed with normal white boiled rice, guys. You don't want to go in with extra flavored rice because it will change the taste. You want to go with traditional boiled rice to really taste the curry. So you can add more water or less water, however you like it, guys. This is the consistency we like it. Just giving a little gentle turn around so everything cooks evenly. Last few minutes, last couple of minutes, and then the coriander, and we're done.
ও দেখিলা আমি চাই কি অত হাজুর থাকতো বেশি সময় আর নাই আর এখন 3 মিনিট যাইব সাদা আলু তো গলি যাইব
So if you want it saucy, go in the coriander, add to garnish and get the last flavors. But if you want it a bit more dry, just let it simmer with the lid open so a bit of the water evaporates. My sister is just checking that the potato is 80 to 90% cooked.
ভালো দেখলেও তোরা একটু দেখবা সাইটে দিয়া একটু বাঙ্গা ধরি লইছে ও জেনে ও দেখো ফাটন ধরছে ওটার মানে আলু হয়ে গেছে.
So if you see it's starting to crack and break on the edges, that means the potato is done. There we go. And again we can do a gentle stir or mix. And at this point, guys, it's a really good idea to get the sauce with a tablespoon and check for flavor and especially salt. If it's undersalted, add a little bit of salt, but we've already checked and we're happy. So it's all done, guys. Now we're just going to show you serving, and like I said to you before, remember this dish is best enjoyed with lovely plain boiled rice. Serving. Time to eat. So the good thing about big fish, boromas, is very little to no bones. Remember, guys, if you want to cook traditional dishes, and for all the rest of the world, if you want to try something completely different, don't be afraid to try. And remember to subscribe, like, so you get notified of new awesome dishes and new videos as we put them up. Completely free, and it'll take you literally 10 seconds to subscribe, like, and turn that bell notification on. Now, my sister was saying sometimes when she cooks this, people go, how do you get the color? What's the food color? That's the magic on the spices getting cooked. So make sure you cook your spices well, and remember, when you see the oil coming up, that's when you know it's time to add in the fish. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Remember to like, subscribe, and catch you on another video real soon.
আমি লাগাই দিছি ওই দেখো কালার কি হইছে মাশাআল্লাহ সুন্দর হইছে কালার আর আপনারা রান্নাও দেখবা আমি যেটা রাঁধছি হলো মজা হইব.
So literally, guys, 30 to 40 minutes it took to cook this traditional Bengali dish, and we cooked very relaxed, me and my sister chatting away, doing other stuff and everything else, very relaxed. We love cooking and enjoy, and we just want to share. So there's lots of people out there who want to learn traditional Bengali dishes, and here we are. Bye for now.